Okay, now we're going to do the exercises about phrasal verbs on page 5. Okay, just to give us a little help, what are phrasal verbs? Okay, let's take a look here. So, what are phrasal verbs? A phrasal verb is a verb that is made up of a main verb together with an adverb or a preposition or both. Typically, their meaning is not obvious from the meanings of the individual words themselves. For example, she has always looked down on me. For instance, in the example, the phrasal verb to look down on someone doesn't mean that you are looking down from a higher place at someone who is below you. It means that you think that you are better than someone. So, guys, that's it. So, what's a phrasal verb? Is a verb that is made up of one or two more particles. That can be an adverb, preposition, or both. Phrasal verbs sometimes can be very frustrating because it's not the meaning is not obvious. The particle that we add sometimes changes the meaning of the verb completely. The only alternative we have here is to study, 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 and after we study, we have to study some more. That's it, guys. Okay? So let's take a look here. So we are now on page 5 of our book. We're going to do exercise 1 about phrasal verbs. To do this exercise, we have to use the phrasal verbs, some phrasal verbs that we saw on page 4 of the book. Okay, so if you're not so sure about which verbs to use, go back to page 4, take a look at the phrasal verbs you have there, and try to complete the sentences here. Okay, so let's go. Let's complete the sentence about the story about the pilot. So, the pilot, sentence 1. The pilot took off from Miami to go to New Orleans. So the phrasal verb take off, to start flying. Okay. 2. The pilot was okay. He didn't end up in the hospital. End up means the conclusion after a series of events. And 3. Now they're trying to find out what went wrong. Okay, find out meaning to discover. That's it. Okay, so again, the pilot took off from Miami to go to New Orleans. 2. The pilot was okay. He didn't end up in the hospital. And 3. Now they're trying to find out what went wrong. Yeah. So these are the phrasal verbs that we have to use to complete the sentences. So let's move on. So exercise 2. We just have to choose the correct verb. In your book you have the alternatives there. Choose the correct one to complete the sentences. Okay? So number 1. My father gave up smoking 5 years ago. He feels so much better now. Okay? Give up meaning to quit smoking. 2. If you're bored, why don't you clean up your room? Okay, clean up again meaning cleaning or organizing your room. Okay. 3. If there's a problem, tell me and we can sort it out. Okay, sort something out meaning to find a solution to a problem. Okay. 4. Don't stop. We have to keep on running to the finish. Keep on meaning to continue. 5. We're going on vacation next Saturday for the whole month. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay? To look forward to means to wait for something with pleasure. Okay. 6. There are good players here, but she's the best. She really stands out. Stand out meaning to be noticeable. 7. We had to stay home because our car broke down. Phrasal verb breakdown meaning to stop working. And 8. All the restaurants were full, so we ended up buying some food at the supermarket and eating in our hotel room. Like we said before, end up the conclusion after a series of events. Let's take a look here. That's it. So my father gave up smoking. He quit smoking. Why don't you clean up your room? Why don't you organize your room? If there's a problem, tell me. We can sort it out. We can deal with it. We can find a solution. 4. We have to keep on running. We have to continue running. 5. I'm really looking forward to our vacation. I'm really waiting for our vacation with pleasure. 6. She really stands out. She is really noticeable. We had to stay home because our car broke down, because our car stopped working. All the restaurants were full, so we ended up buying some food at the supermarket. The conclusion after a series of events. Okay? That's it, guys. Check your answers, and I think we can move on.